Hello there. Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to Friday night's edition of Battle of the Nerds. And yes, we are making history. If hopefully I'm saying this right, Caroline, I know you're out there somewhere on the internet. If you can hear and see this, jump in the chat and let me know. This may be, ladies and gentlemen, for Battle of the Nerds here in 2020. This may be the first woman versus woman singles match we've had in Battle of the Nerds history up to this point. So we're going to have fun with this, because trust me, I'm your host, Ryan of Nerd Culture, but I'm not alone in this. Let's introduce our two competitors for tonight's festivities, shall we? Before we jump into the rules and everything else, our friend of the Great White North, name is Willow. Willow, how are you doing?
I am doing great, Ryan. How about you?
I'm doing well. I'm just happy to have everybody here, and we look forward to seeing what the fans and the millions of people watching at home are going to say about this in the chat, as well as feel free to play along as we go throughout the night for tonight's trivia battle. But you're not alone in this, Willow. You do have some competition tonight. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes down. Also making their debut in Battle of the Nerds here in 2020, our friend from overseas, Illy. How are you doing? It's been a hot minute.
I'm good. Waxing on and waxing off, apparently. Waving with multiple hands.
I believe I've heard that reference. I understood that reference.
No, I haven't seen that film either.
Gee willikers. Boy, do you have some homework to do after this show is concluded.
I swear I'm going to become quite infamous for this.
It's okay. I haven't seen Cobra Kai yet, so apparently it's on Netflix.
It is.
Still haven't watched it.
Well,
all the seasons are available.
Karate Kid is wax on, wax off. So,
I mean, that's one of the many lessons that Daniel-san learns throughout the course of the movie, so we'll talk more about that later. Thank you to Caleb and Terry for being here in the chat. We appreciate you guys. For those of you who are watching, like, share this video, get your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers to jump in here, compete, because tonight's topic for this Battle of the Nerds 2020 with Willow versus Illy. Get ready, folks. Just to give you a little bit of background on this, we lost many people who have worked in the creative fields of Hollywood, outside of Hollywood, have passed away this year. Most recently, we lost the man who originated the role of James Bond. He's been other characters throughout the course of his career, but James Bond is one of the ones that people go back to over and over again. Can we do something for you, Mr. Bond? Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred. Sean Connery movies, ladies and gentlemen, is tonight's topic.
Oh, dear God.
Connery movies. We are going to celebrate, we are going to honor the memory of a true legend. A true legend of the big screen, and that is Sean Connery, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I love your hat.
See, I mean, you know, Willow understands my references. She gets it.
Yeah, so, don't hate me, but I haven't seen any James Bond films.
Wow. Well, you know what? We're going to talk more about that off camera, because I see Terry just,
but
Terry,
I do know a lot about them, so hopefully, yeah.
Well, shout out to my friend Anil. Hopefully I do you proud and actually answer a couple questions, right?
We shall see. So for those of you who may be joining us for the first time, and for those of you who are competing for the first time tonight, here's how Battle of the Nerds is going to work. I'm going to ask a series of questions. You will have a certain amount of time to answer each question. If you need a repeat, just say repeat the question and I will do it. Otherwise, we will keep going, move on to the next question. The competitor who has the highest score at the end of this match will be the victor. So fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Let's have some fun. Sean Connery movies is the topic, as long as you have something to write on, or in this case, a digital screen to write on, what have you, pen and paper, whatever, that's fine. Terry, Brian, Caleb, thanks for being with us. We do appreciate it. So, ladies, are you ready for your first question?
Absolutely.
Shoot me. No, not really. Don't.
I was going to say, are we encouraging something known as violence on this live stream? I hope not.
Shoot the question at me. I was rephrase it.
Yeah, because some people say, I got questions for you, young man. Shoot. That's what they say in film. But anyway, your first question in the category of Sean Connery movies is the following. Sean Connery has won one single Academy Award. For what film did he win it for? So we were looking for the title of the film that he won his Academy
Award. He only won one? Really?
I know, he should have won about 4 or 5.
I know. I'm just thinking, like, which one of the roles could it possibly have been? Because it's so good. Ooh. That's a tricky one.
And yes, Nori, we are live. Sorry, Nori was saying something in the chat. I couldn't help but notice. So yeah, the question is, Sean Connery has won a single Academy Award for his career. For what movie did he win it for? So we're looking for the title of the film, not the character he portrayed.
I think I got it.
I don't, but I'm going to take a wild guess because
Are you,
there's
ladies
no
both...
point in not answering, is there?
All right, so Willow, if you're
All
ready, show your answer to the camera and as well as verbalize it. What do you have?
Untouchables?
And Illy, what do you have?
Yeah, I know this isn't right, but I put Indiana Jones because everyone raves about his appearance in that. I don't know.
Willow, you got it right. It was The Untouchables.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. All right, so Willow scores first blood in this match. Anyway, stop! Oh, stop it. Anyway, yes, Brian. If you think you know the answer, chime it in the chat. Anyway, oh, by the way, that goes for both competitors. Please do not look at the chat as we go along because that would be considered
we've established Facebook isn't working for me at the moment anyway, so.
So Bookface isn't working for you? Okay, that's fine.
It's okay. We're trying very hard not to cheat here.
I know, but I can't help but look at some of these comments.
Well, you can't truly be the champion if you cheated. So
that's true. So your next question as we go throughout the matchup here: in which movie can the following line be heard? They say that if you resort to violence, then you've already lost. So in which movie can the following line be heard? They say if you resort to violence, then you've already lost. So we're looking for the title of the film.
Oh my god.
I've actually never heard that quote before, so that's wow. Again, all I can do is wild guess.
It's okay.
For that one, because I've never heard that quote before. I've never heard that quote before. I'm usually very good with film quotes.
Yeah. Fun fact, I've never heard this quote either.
Well, that's just cheeky.
I mean, is because I haven't seen this particular movie before.
I don't feel too bad about it then. That was an unintentional clue you've just given us there. That's kind of an unintentional clue you've just given us there because that knocks so many things out of the options.
Okay, I'll give you a hint.
Think about it.
I'll give you a hint. It is not The Untouchables.
I apologize for my spelling, by the way, but.
Do you both have an answer? Are you ready to present?
I honestly am completely drawing blank here. I don't even have a guess because it's not going to be. Yeah, the things that I was edging towards, it's not going to be that because you've totally seen those films.
Illy, what do you have on this one? Do you have an answer?
No, I don't for this one.
So you have a blank board, is what you're saying?
I have a blank board. I do.
There it is. Willow, what do you have?
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Oh, sorry.
Ooh, that's a good guess, but unfortunately,
I enjoyed that film.
I'm one of the few people who did have a little bit of fun with that movie, but I will say this: that is incorrect. We were actually looking. The correct answer was Rising Sun. Rising Sun was the correct answer.
Okay. Huh.
So that means Willow is still up by 1 point. As we go into question number 3 is the following. What role did Sean Connery have in the 1977 film A Bridge Too Far? So we're looking for the name of his character.
1977. Oh my goodness.
What role did Sean Connery have in the 1977 film A Bridge Too Far?
No.
1977. A very famous film came out in 1977. A very famous film.
But he wasn't in that.
No, he wasn't in that. But there's a lot of great behind-the-scenes stories about the making of that movie. I'll tell you.
I've heard of the film, but I have no idea what it's about. So I can't even. Again, I'm drawing blank on this one.
Caleb has a guess in the chat. Brian, you're getting close.
Guessing.
My Sean Connery knowledge is very, very limited.
Are your answers ready to be presented?
Sure.
I don't even know.
Let's go with Willow first on this one. What do you got, Willow?
I'm gonna say the general I'm just spitballing here with my brain because.
Okay, and Illy, what do you have?
I can feel the laughter happening right now, but I had to put something because I didn't want another black, so I just put Bob.
It's okay. The first thought that came to my head was John. So. In movies, the go-to name is John. So.
Well.
I had to put something. I didn't want another blank one.
Willow, if you had put a few more words on there, you would have gotten it because the full correct answer is Major General Roy Urquhart.
Whoa, that's a very, very long.
Okay,
wow.
So half a point.
Yeah, I can't give it to you because we needed the character, not just the rank that he had in that particular role, but also his actual name. So we can't give it to you. But you did. But it was Major General Roy so and so. So you had the general part right. So close. Can't give it to you, though. Anyway, moving on. Your next question is the following. Which movie does the following quote come from? I gave Alka-Seltzer to a kid with a bellyache. Cured him in one belch. It was the plop, plop, fizz, fizz that really dazzled him.
What the fudge?
I know. Which film has the following quote? I gave Alka-Seltzer, to a kid who had a bellyache, cured him in one belch. It was the plop, plop, fizz, fizz that really dazzled him. So we're looking for the title of the film. I'll give you a hint. It's not The Untouchables. And a few questions ago, Caleb says League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. You were wrong.
That was the same guess as Willow, though, wasn't it?
Yep.
For the question that came before this one, Brian says that A Bridge Too Far is a fantastic war film. Of course you would say that, Brian.
Does he like war films?
No, he just likes films in general, and he's probably seen 5 billion of them because he gives us a tour of his house every time we're on camera together. So he basically rubs it in our faces.
The one with the big DVD collection.
He owns 5 billion, if not 6 billion.
Yes,
Brian.
Yes, I recall.
Blu-rays and DVDs, and you like to rub it in my face that you have more than me. Well, whatever, Brian. Whatever. Jeez, being so silly. Do you ladies have an answer to this question?
I do.
And it's vaguely logical.
Let's go to Illy first. Illy, what is your answer to this question?
Okay, so it sounded kind of doctory, and I only know him as a doctor in one film, or one set of films, and that's Indiana Jones. He's a doctor. Well, he's a doctor, isn't he? I mean,
yes.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure I got this wrong, but
Willow, what do you have on your answer for this?
The remake of The Avengers.
Ooh, I'm sorry, but the correct answer we were looking for was Medicine Man. Medicine Man was
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The correct answer was
that was very on the
Man.
nose. That was very on the nose.
Because
he's a doctor. He's a medicine man.
A bad quote.
By the way, Terry
really
had it. He said Medicine Man.
Hey, Terry got it. Well done, Terry.
Terry did get it. Oh, look at this. Someone chimes in at the last minute here. Joseph said the Medicine Man. There you go, Joseph. Yeah, sure. Brian's chiming in here with my commentary about his Blu-ray collection. He says, all right, Ryan, I'm going to show you something different. All right, yeah, sure, Brian. You go ahead and do that. Anyway, your next question, ladies. What was Connery's character called in The Rock?
Oh, dang it. I've seen that film.
Oh, you have seen The Rock.
A long time ago.
Welcome to The Rock.
Very long time ago.
So what was Connery's character name in The Rock?
I'm not putting Bob this time.
My husband is gonna.
Have you seen this movie? Has your husband seen this movie religiously, Willow? Oh, he has.
Is that one of his favorites?
It is one of the movies that he quotes.
Oh, it is?
Aww.
Really? Does he drop the... Wait, is this... Hold on a second. I want to make sure this quote isn't one of the questions because I want to be able to say this.
No, it's okay.
Hold on a minute. I want to make sure it's not in the script.
He's just double checking.
Hold on. No, it's not. Does he give you the whole... The speech he gives to Nick Cage towards the second act of the movie?
I have no idea the name.
I can't say it. All right, never mind.
Apparently it's not Bob.
It's not. Just to give you a quick hint, it is not Bob. Illy, what is your answer to this one?
I haven't got anything yet. I was too busy giggling at
Oh,
this
all right.
what was happening between you two. They're going on there.
I'll give you a moment to put down your answer.
I'll put something more complicated than Bob.
Everyone's chiming in about what kind of collectors they are. Joseph says he has a killer Hot Wheels collection. That is actually kind of cool.
Hot Wheels, wheel it away.
Does anyone remember collecting Hot Wheels when they were a kid? I do. Yeah,
Lego.
that's true. I did collect Hot Wheels when I was a kid.
So much Lego.
Legos.
Playing cars with.
I was more of a Hot Wheels person.
The plural of Lego is Lego. It's got to be an ass-kickery name, hasn't it? It's got to be something really cool.
Let's not keep our audience waiting too long. Because I got a bunch of people in the chat here who are trying to chime in. It's like, come on. Brian, do you think it's a brilliant quote? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know.
I'm just going through random names now.
Let me know when you're ready over there, Illy.
Yeah, I got something. It's okay. So not right, but I got something.
The suspense is killing the people in the chat. Illy, what do you have for this one?
Okay. All right. I have Philip.
That's a great name. Willow, what do you have on this one?
I went with John.
John.
Well,
it's not Bob.
Believe it or not, Willow, you got it. It is John.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. That is. I wanted to go with something more complex and sophisticated. I didn't want to go with a bare basic, like, Bob, David, that kind of thing. Oh, dear.
Just to be clear, his full name was John Patrick Mason, but you got John. So that was the key part of the name. There you go. So let's see here. I gotta write that down. Jeez.
As I said.
So far, Willow has a score of 2. Illy has yet to score, but anything can happen as we go throughout the course of the night, folks.
Anything can happen in the next half hour. See what I did there?
Jeez. Joseph said Mason. You had the last name right there, Joseph. Anyway, your next question is the following. This line came from which movie? Nothing is impossible, only mathematically improbable. So
sounds like it belongs in Back to the Future.
I know, right?
That's such a Back to the Future thing to say.
I got a fun fact about that in just a moment here. But this line came from which film? Nothing is impossible, only mathematically improbable. So we're looking for the name of the film. And just to be clear about time travel, on November 5th, which was earlier this week, in November 5th, 1955. That was the day I invented time travel. It's true, folks. Doc Brown invented time travel on November 5th, 1955. True story. It's a good thing I posted that quote on my Facebook the other day when Marty says, "Are you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?" It's great, isn't it? There's a good quote. By the way, there's a good quotable movie for you kids out there. Back to the Future is very quotable.
Yes, it is.
It is.
I'm staying quiet.
Uh-oh. Illy has never seen a Back to the Future movie.
Actually, I think I've seen the first one when I was little. Littler. I think
that was a wee lad.
Okay. This is really bugging me. I can see it in my head. I can kind of basically see him saying the quote, but I can't think of
the line.
I hate it when that happens.
Which film? Nothing is impossible, only mathematically improbable. Looking for the name of the film where that quote comes from.
But he basically looks the same in every single film he's in, so that's.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
So the visual I have in my head isn't much help at all.
Do you ladies have an answer to this question, or do you still need a moment?
I'm pretty sure I have the answer, but...
Illy, do you need a moment, or do you have an answer?
I'm very intimidated by that comment. Fudge it. I will be happy if I score 1 point, I'll be honest, because my Sean Connery knowledge is, that is clearly a gap for me.
Let me know when you're ready, Illy.
Okay.
Boy, the chat is on fire tonight.
Okay, it's vaguely logical. I got an answer.
All right, Illy, what do you have?
I just went with Indiana Jones again because it was an intelligent comment.
It is, isn't it, Willow? What do you have on this one?
It is a very intelligent quote, but you're going to have to open up your mind a little bit more to the probability of it being League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. No?
Huh.
Both incorrect. Both incorrect.
He did play a very encouraging character in that one. I'd forgotten about that, yeah.
Yeah, that was his last film. Well, he did an animated film after that, but his last live-action film was League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Don't worry, that's not one of the questions. Your correct answer for this question about nothing being impossible, but only mathematically improbable, was The Avengers.
Oh, you said that one earlier.
She did. Willow did bring that up earlier on in the matchup, and it could have saved her.
How do people quote that movie?
Does anyone even remember the event? I've never even seen it, but I know who was in it.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Really?
Yeah, it was fun. It was popcorn, switch your brain off fun.
We should do a watch along of that one day, maybe.
Because it was fun. It was stupid, but it was fun.
I haven't seen it yet. That'd be a nice, funny watch along. But your next question is the following. This line, boy, there's so many quotable questions tonight, folks. But hey, this is what we love about these matches. You never know what's going to happen. This line comes from which film? They pull a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way.
The Chicago way? What?
This line comes from which film? They pull a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way.
I had an idea until we headed in the direction of Chicago, and I'm like, I have no idea.
Looking for the title of the film. And yes, chat, you're both, two of you who have chimed in the chat so far, you're correct on this particular question.
No way. Cool.
Let's see if the ladies have something to add to this. Thank you. Who is it that chimed in? Thank you, Joseph and Terry. Thank you. And thank you for those of you
when
who
all
are
this is done, I really need to watch me some Sean Connery films.
Yes, you
Apparently
do.
I need to rewatch some Sean Connery films.
There's a few. I mean, I don't even think I need to tell Illy what movie she needs to watch. I could just Google it.
Too many.
Let me know when both competitors are ready.
Yeah, I definitely got this wrong.
But that doesn't take part in Chicago, so that's not the answer.
They pull a knife, you pull a gun, he sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way.
See, I'm thinking the key is in the word, is in Chicago, but I can't think of any films that he's been in where he was at Chicago.
Right,
so.
Name that movie. Sorry, I'm just... Poor attempt at singing. Sorry, chat.
I'm very much aware that he's been in way more movies than.
By the way, Brian, I'm running this stream, so if I want to put your comment up on the screen, I'll do it when I want to, Brian. Don't tell me how to run my show, young man.
Oh,
he's telling me what to do in the chat, and I'm like, Brian, I like you, but don't tell me how to run my show, dude. This is Friday Night SmackDown. I'm the commish. I know what I'm doing.
Backseat driving going on there.
I know. That's what Brian's trying to do here in the chat. Yeah, that's right, Brian. We're looking at you. Let me know when you ladies are ready to present thy answers.
Oh, what is that film called? Hold on. Okay, I'm going to... All right.
By the way, fair point, Brian.
All right.
You ready over there, Illy?
Was he even in that? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, but it's not going to be the other one that I had in my head. So I seem to remember he was in this one.
I feel like my husband is gonna.
Or it could have been one of the other Bonds that was in this one. It could have been.
I feel like a dog that's gonna be hit by a.
You feel like your other half's gonna be like maliciously attacking you.
Do you have your answers ready?
I've got an answer.
Illy, what do you got?
Okay, I got entrapment.
Ooh, that's an underrated Sean Connery film in my eyes. Willow, what do you have?
So I did remember that right. Okay, cool. I was like, was it him or was it someone else?
Untouchables?
That is correct. It is the Untouchables.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
next question. Next question. What was the name of the character that was played by Sean Connery in the film known as Entrapment?
Oh, good God.
Now, by the way, my notes here have a first and last name, but he has a nickname that he was known for in this movie. So if you have the nickname, we can give you the point. So you don't have to put his first and last. You can put his nickname if you want. What was the name of the character portrayed by Sean Connery in the underrated film Entrapment?
I barely even remembered that he was in it.
He was like the lead actor. Well, one of the two leads. It was two lead actors.
Yes.
He was the main one though. Yeah. Anyway, by the way, this is Entrapment. What? I said this is called Entrapment. No, actually, it's called blackmail. Entrapment is what cops do thieves. Are you coming? That is to me, that's one of the best lines in that movie. So good.
I recently saw the original one, but that's no good.
So what was the name of the character played by Sean Connery in the film Entrapment? That is the question that's on the table. Does anyone have to chime in on this in the chat? By the way, Joseph, Terry, and who else? Yes, you all had the right answer from the last question. It was, in fact, the Untouchables, yes. Ooh, Joseph has it right with this particular question that's on the table. Okay. And yes, you do as well. So what was the name of the character that Connery portrayed in Entrapment? We're looking for either the first, last name, or his nickname. We'll take either one.
Okay.
Let me know when you both are ready.
I have something.
Illy has something. Does Willow have something written on her sticky notes or whatever?
Yeah. No. Kind of, sort of.
It's a yes or a no. Do you have an answer?
Pick a name. Just pick a name.
Do you have an answer, Willow? Before I'm,
It's probably not Bob.
The fox.
The fox. Wow, that's it. What the fox say? There's the song. Illy, what do you have?
It's a good nickname. Okay. I have Jack.
I'm sorry. We were actually looking for Robert MacDougall, or his nickname was Mac.
Mac. Oh, see, that's okay. Yeah, I see the correlation there.
There you go. Robert MacDougall or Mac. We would have accepted either one.
See, I was hearing it in my head, but I couldn't quite connect it. Jack, Mac. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Let me see. Joseph had it. Another person had it right in the chat. So good on you guys. All right, your next question is the following. In which movie can this quote be heard? If you can't do it with one bullet, don't do it at all. So in which movie can this quote be heard? If you can't do it with one bullet, don't do it at all. So we're looking for the title of the film.
Well, yeah, that can be any of one of them.
If you can't do it with one bullet, don't do it at all. Name the film that quote comes from. By the way, Brian, that's a good question. Why don't you let the chat answer that one for you? Because that's actually a good question, Brian. Anyway, in which movie can this quote be heard? If you can't do it with one bullet, don't do it at all. That is the question that's on the table. Oh, Terry's got it.
Sure, why not? Sure, why not?
Terry's got it. Let me know when both competitors are ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Illy, what do you have on this one?
I went with League.
And Willow, what do you have?
Same. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Both of you are right. Congratulations. Illy is finally
I have succeeded. I have a point. I am happy now.
Score is now 4-1 as we go into question number 10 of 460. No, I'm kidding. There's not 400 questions. Your next question is... By the way, for those of you who are chiming in the chat, I love it. Terry had it. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. There you go. Appreciate it. Moving on to your next question. Very funny. Your next question. Which movie does this...
Bullets.
I know, right? Which movie... Gosh, they just won't... Boy, the people who put this together really won't quit with quote questions. Which movie does this line come from, young ladies? You have the manners of a goat, and you smell like a dung heap, and you have no knowledge whatsoever of your potential.
Huh. Okay.
So which movie does this line come from? You have the manners of a goat, and you smell like a dung heap, and you have no knowledge whatsoever of your potential, is the question.
She's so sure, and I'm just like,
I
have no idea.
I think I don't know, but I think this is okay. I had to scrub it off and rewrite it though because it was wrong.
I see a few people in the chat already have this. Congratulations. Let me know when both competitors are ready. I know Illy's ready. She was born ready.
Yep.
What about you, Willow?
Yep.
All right, well, I got it. All right, I got to go to Willow on this one first. Willow, what do you got for this one?
Indiana Jones?
There's so many of them, though. You got to be more specific. There's like 40 films in that franchise. Illy, which one do you have?
I don't have Indiana Jones. Actually,
which one do you have?
I picked Highlander. It sounded like a very Highlander quote.
Illy, that is correct. It was Highlander. And by the way, Willow, if you're going to say Indiana Jones, you got to be more specific because there's like 40 different films in that franchise.
To be fair, I've answered Indiana Jones twice.
Well, just to be clear, you got to be more specific on which Indiana Jones film you're referring to.
I don't think I can name any of them. Hold on. Crystal Skull is the one that everybody hates. And
yeah, but he wasn't in that one.
He wasn't.
But he wasn't in that one. No. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay, well, you're going to do very well in this next question. Which character is played by Connery in the 1990 movie The Hunt for Red October?
Oh, that's in the same franchise as The Rock.
Maybe. See. Which character is played by Connery in the 1990 movie The Hunt for Red October? So we are looking for a character name. And yeah, so we're looking for specifics on this one. We need a character name. Character name in the 1990 movie The Hunt for Red October, which, by the way, I recently saw that for the very first time several months ago. It's a darn good film. Really good movie. And great cast, too. I mean, of course, Sean is Sean, but everyone that's in the film with him is just as good. It's a really good movie. If you haven't seen that yet, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are watching us at home, check out The Hunt for Red October from 1990. By the way, happy 30th anniversary to that film. That film turned 30. Actually, there's a lot of great films that turned 30 this year. Man, my goodness gracious. 1990 was a great year. Ninja Turtles is 30 years young. Back to the Future Part 3 is 30 years young.
Oh, the one with the choo-choo.
It's a train.
The one with the choo-choo. Actually, it's a locomotive, not a train.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, locomotive, train.
Have a fancy name for everything.
Trust me, there's a different. Look, I have a hat that says I'm an engine driver. I am qualified to tell you about trains. I love trains.
All right. By the way, is this a holdup? It's a science experiment. You know, because they're wearing their masks and they go to rob the train at the end of the or locomotive. Whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying. Who's saying this in the chat? I'm sorry. Oh, someone is. Wait a minute.
Actually, I think because it's got carriages behind it, so then it would be a train. If it was just the standalone, then it would be a locomotive. But if it had carriages behind it, then it would be a train.
No, they stole the train, but it was just the engine itself. It wasn't the passengers part.
Yeah,
movie.
If it's just the engine, it's a locomotive. If it's got stuff behind it, it's a train.
Thank you so much for correcting me. I appreciate that. Now
I'm
I know what to do.
Nerd. I'm sorry.
No, now I know what to do the next time I go to my local.
Well.
What is it called? My local train museum that we have here in town. Now I know what to say when I look at certain parts of locomotives and trains when I go down there. So thank you for bringing that up, because we do have a train history museum in my neck of the woods, and it's a great place. It's a wonderful museum.
What was the question again?
Oh yeah, the question. I don't even know what we're doing here.
It was Hunt for Red October, wasn't it? It was Hunt for Red October.
What was Sean Connery's character's name in Hunt for Red October?
It was the character name. Okay.
Well, it says which character is played by Connery within the 1990 movie The Hunt for Red October. We sail into history. Sean says, sorry. Who's saying this in the chat? Yes, you have the first part right. The other person has another part of it right. What do you have there? Yeah. Terry, that's that's a good one. Terry asking me he's doing his impression of Sean Bean. That is... God. That's
a different Sean.
I love Sean Bean, though, I gotta say. I love Sean Bean. He's great. He's great. And we're going to be talking a lot about Sean Bean when we do our 25th anniversary watch-along celebrating my personal favorite Bond film of all time, GoldenEye. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Do we have an answer to this question? I'm sorry.
I don't.
Does Illy have an answer?
I have nothing. I have nothing. I'm gonna put something because I want us to move on. So I'm just gonna I just put a name. I don't want to hold everybody up.
On your
I don't want to hold anybody up. That is a very unintelligent, very un-ass kickery name, but it's the only name that came in my head. So,
Illy, what do you have?
David.
That's a great name. Willow, what do you have again?
Jack.
Actually, the correct answer was Captain Marco Ramius.
Ooh.
Very fancy, is it not, Illy? Don't know. So the score is now 4-2, if memory serves. So this is a very, very tight game as we go into our
I'm happy that I even got 1 point, to be honest.
By the way, just to be clear, we are going into your last 2 questions of tonight's match.
Oh,
so you could
okay.
So, Illy, if you make up some ground here, we could go into overtime. So we shall see. Excuse me. Bless you. Anyway, your next question is the following. In which film will you hear this iconic quote, "I didn't know you could fly a plane"? In what film will you hear the following quote, "I didn't know you could fly a plane"?
Okay, but I need to be more specific than that.
In which film will you hear the following quote, "I didn't know you could fly a plane"? Is that what he said? Yes, that's what it says here in the notes. Thank you for bringing it up. Terry, I don't know why you're saying this, but I love it. Sean Bean in my accent from Belfast. How's family, Ryan? That's hilarious. Thank you, Terry.
Forgive me, Joe, if I get this wrong.
By the way, I'll bring up his. I'll bring up Joe's comment that he made during an earlier part of the questions. I'm gonna bring it up in a second here, Willow. Don't worry. Don't worry, Joe. You're gonna get some screen time on the Titantron here tonight. By the way, for those of you who have heard the word Titantron and grew up watching pro wrestling, you know what I'm talking about.
Forgive me, all the Sean Connery fans, if I get this wrong.
In which film are you going to hear this quote, "I didn't know you could fly a plane"? Interesting. By the way, thank you, Terry, for chiming in on this. I appreciate that. Good stuff, my man.
Okay, I have something.
Do you?
I do. I have something.
Well, does Willow, do you have an answer to this particular question, or do you need it on the moment? You do have an anscer? Okay, the curiosity's killing me, Willow. What do you got?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
And Illy, what do you have?
Well, I couldn't think of the Indiana Jones names like the names of the films. I've got Indiana Jones Last Crusade. That popped into my head.
Illy gets the point. It is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yay! Crap.
Wow, this is a really close game, ladies and gentlemen. As we go into the final
That was the only one that I could remember.
Yeah, Willow. He's not in Raiders. It's Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Oh, by the way, where's the comment that I saw earlier? Here it is. Joe says there are only 4 movies in that franchise, and he was only in one.
And he was only in one. Ah, okay. So putting Indiana Jones is kind of a bit silly anyway because he was only one. So he
was in a very specific Indiana Jones film.
Joseph Breer is my husband.
Oh, so that comment was from your other half.
That was
oh dear.
That was
dear.
You should be driving right now. What are you doing?
It comes down to this. Can Illy make up ground for us to potentially go into overtime, or will Willow walk away as the winner of this match? We're going to find out in this last question. Here we go, folks. Last question tonight. This is question 13. Is it lucky or is it unlucky? We're about to find out. And thank you to those of you who have been chiming in the chat time. We really appreciate you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for doing so. Here it is. In what film does Sean Connery play a reclusive writer?
Reclusive writer.
In which film does Sean Connery portray a reclusive writer?
picturing him in a writing role. Like I've only ever known him to be in, butt kicky roles.
God. Oh, this is amazing.
I'm stumped on the name, but I remember watching it.
In which film does Sean Connery play a reclusive writer? In most of history, most writers have been eccentric reclusives. That is kind of true.
I have nothing.
Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. What's it going to be?
I only seen him or heard of him or anything in butt kicky roles. Seriously.
Would you consider Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade a butt kicking role?
Yes, that is totally a butt kicking role.
I mean, yeah, I guess he gets a few punches in there in the movie, I guess.
Plus, okay, so he's older, but there was a time when he kicked a lot of butt as well. Like his character is older, but they make reference to the fact that he did that a lot. So yeah.
That is true, Illy. Yeah. It's very true.
Just because I haven't seen the film doesn't mean I don't know about the film.
While they're trying to figure out what exactly is the nature or the answer to this question, I'm gonna tell for those of you who are watching this at home. Here's a question for you as we kind of wrap things up here. What's your favorite Sean Connery quote in a movie? Drop that in the chat. I would love to hear what you people have to say. Junior, yes sir, it is you, Junior. Don't call me that, please. Well, what are you doing here? Came to save you. What do you think? Mid-14th century Ming dynasty. Oh, breaks the heart. And the head. You hit me, Dad. I'll never forgive myself. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. Thank God. It's fake. So you can tell in the cross-section. Dad, get your stuff. We got to get out of here. I'm sorry about your head, though. I thought you were one of them.
You've seen the film
Dad,
once or twice.
The doors.
He's seen that film once or twice.
I've seen that film 100 billion times. I was wrong this time. But good thing I mailed you my diary. You obviously got it. I got it, and I used it. We found the entrance to the catacombs. Through the library? Yeah. I knew it. In the tomb of Sir Richard? Found it. And his shield. The inscription on Sir Richard's shield. Alexandretta. Alexandretta, of course!
If I had any ideas whatsoever, they would be out the window because I'd be so distracted by all of this. Because he's so good. He's so good.
because I love quoting this stuff. It's my thing.
Well, that's your nickname, isn't it?
It is. My nickname is the quote, Illy. It's a true story. I can tell you more about it off camera. Do we have an answer to this question before I keep quoting random movies from random actors like Sean Connery or something?
I'm just guessing a movie. I know it's the wrong one, but...
By the way, Terry, you bring up a quote from The Last Crusade. Son, I'm sorry. They got us. Yeah, that's a good one. Terry, oh, you're bringing up some good stuff, man. I love it. I know, Dad. This is a new experience for me. Happens to me all the time. And then he runs off. It's great, isn't it? Do we have an answer over there?
I've got nothing.
In which film does Sean play a reclusive writer? Willow, what do you got?
Totally wrong movie. Under the Tuscan Sun. I just
wow. That's is that a Diane Lane rom-com? I think it's a Diane Lane rom-com. By the way, you can Google that when you have a chance.
I just realized there's a cat behind me.
Is that your cat or somebody else's cat?
Hey, Sonny. Hi, sweetie.
Is that your cat?
That is my cat. I just realized that he's there.
No, hi, Sonny. I let her borrow mine.
It's like, how long has he been there?
By the way, if anyone has seen...
The whole time.
By the way, if anyone knows when exactly Sonny made his cameo appearance during the course of this match, can you let me know in the chat so I can go back and rewind the tape from...
He was there when he popped on the screen, so...
So I've been completely oblivious to it this entire time.
So it's... Yeah, anyway, what did you say,
wow.
Will? I don't even remember your answer. What was your answer?
Under the Tuscan Sun.
Okay, and Illy, what do you have?
I've not even heard of that one. I have nothing. I literally have nothing. Not a film called Nothing. I don't think he was in that.
All right. Well, with that being said, the correct answer to which film that Sean Connery plays a reclusive writer, it was, to me anyway, this is my opinion, and those of you in the chat, feel free to agree or disagree. The correct answer is Finding Forrester. Finding Forrester.
Huh. He was in that. Okay.
Is the name of the movie with a final and your winner with a score of 4 points to 3. Very close.
I lost by un point.
As we came down to the wire. Willow, our friend of the Great White North, is your winner for tonight's Battle of the Nerds. I want to go to post-game interviews here in the backstage area. Willow, you won the match. How do you feel about your performance in tonight's matchup, and did you enjoy this or not?
It was fun. It was great. I thought I was gonna have quite the challenge because I was up against someone who I assumed watched more movies than I did.
Not Sean Connery movies though, apparently.
I wasn't sure what to expect from this, but I'm happy with my win.
The only thing you can do, Willow, is expect the unexpected on this show. That is very true. I want to go to our second place finisher here tonight. Illy, you came all the way from overseas to compete in this matchup. You traveled afar. You had a great journey to get here. The question on everyone's mind, and I'm sure people are wondering this in the chat and backstage in the locker room area. How do you feel about your performance in tonight's matchup, and did you have a good time with us on Battle of the Nerds?
Honestly, when you said that the topic was Sean Connery, I was like, I will be very happy if I get 1 point. So I'm really happy that I did as well as I did. That it was such a close match in the end, because that would not have been a topic that I was not expecting that. So well done, Willow. It was a close one. That was a really close one.
Definitely kept our audience on the edge of the proverbial seats, especially when you love my movie quoting at the end there, folks. You gotta love that. It's kind of my thing. But I'm gonna ask this to both competitors, but I want to go over to you first here, Illy. Would you ever want to compete again in Battle of the Nerds somewhere down the line?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So
yeah.
That's a yes from you. You want to be back on the show and again in the near future? Fabulous, because we would love nothing more than to bring you back. Because we all love each other around
I love
here.
that it's
family.
a random topic. You don't know what you're getting.
Exactly.
So it could be something that you know absolutely everything about. Or it could be something you know nothing about.
Yeah, it's like my buddy in 1994, Forrest, once said, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get." It's so true. Willow, I'm going to ask you this: are you willing to come back on Battle of the Nerds and defend your championship?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Rematch.
Hey, if that's something that you young ladies want, and if that's something that the millions and millions of people watching this at home want to see on the big screen right here on Facebook Live, let us know, because we could bring these two competitors back and have a revenge match. We don't know. We shall see.
Really mine.
I think I understood that reference. But anyway, enough about my incredible quoting ability, enough about the fancy awesomeness that Illy keeps showing every time she shows up on screen. Before we get on out of here, we got to go to our competitors. And Illy, where can the great people of the interwebs find you online and everything you have coming up?
Well, you can look up my name, obviously, Alicia Adams. But generally, Geeketeers is my thing. Geeketeers. We geek, therefore we are. We hit 3 years old yesterday. It's our 3rd anniversary as of yesterday. So lots happening over on our page. If you come check it out, we've got a big competition being revealed soon. Can't say anymore. Shh.
Mum's the word. That's fabulous. But thank you for being with us, Illy. And Willow, where can the good people of the interwebs find you online and everything you have coming up?
You can find my show, Willow's Pillow Talk, on Facebook. If you look up Scholar Productions, you can find it on YouTube. You can find me also on Reels and Heels tomorrow afternoon. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram. I am on Twitch, but I'm in the process of changing my name on Twitch. I go by 63 Beast on Twitch. I'm an X-Men fan, so...
Okay. Yeah. I get it.
Willow and I take X-Men very serious around these parts of the woods. When it comes
See,
to
if the topic had been
Canada.
X-Men, I'd have done okay.
Well, it kind of would have been. I mean, maybe we don't know. We'll have to wait and see if there ever is a rematch between these two competitors. Do you fans want to see it? Let us know in the chat. We'd love to hear it. But in the meantime, you can find me. My name is Ryan the Quote. You can find everything that we're doing here at Nerd Culture on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at It's Nerd Culture. Videos are dropping each and every week. Check out my podcast. It's called The Nerdcast, where I talk about movies past and present. It's on Anchor, Google, Spotify, wherever you download your podcast. You can find us there. Also, we are going to be doing spoiler-heavy reviews of each episode of The Mandalorian Season 2. We got our show tomorrow on Saturdays at 12 p.m. EST. I also have interviews. I got 3 interviews now coming up in our interview series. Those are going to be shared on our social media in the very near future. We're going to be talking with some writers. Since it's November, it's National Novel
Writing Month.
Thank you.
NaNoWriMo. Something like that.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was looking for. But yes, we're going to be talking to some writers throughout the course of this month, which I am very excited to share with all of you here at home. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us here for this episode of Battle of the Nerds. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay strong, and watch some Sean Connery movies.
Yes,
good night, everybody.
Definitely.